My child, before you scroll past this, before your mind tells you this message is for someone else, I need you to stop and hear me. I know the voice that has been speaking to you lately, the one that tells you that you are not enough. Not smart enough, not disciplined enough, not spiritual enough, not thin enough, not successful enough, not good enough for the life you keep praying for. That voice has been so loud for so long that you have started to believe it is mine. It is not. I have never once spoken that word over you. Not enough has never been a sentence I have written about my own child, and today I am here to take that lie out of your hands and show you what I actually think of you. If something in these first few words has already reached the tired part of you, press the like button now. Let it be your quiet way of telling me you are listening, that you are ready to hear something different than what you have been hearing about yourself. Do not rush past this moment. What I am about to say has been waiting for you for a long time, and I need you to receive every word of it as if it were spoken directly into the room you are sitting in right now, because it is. Let me ask you something. When did you first start believing you were not enough? Was it a specific day, a specific sentence someone said to you that you have never been able to fully put down? Or did it build slowly, one small disappointment at a time, one comparison at a time, until it became the quiet background noise of your entire life? I already know the answer. I was there for the moment it started, and I have been there for every year since, watching you carry a weight that was never yours to carry. You have spent so much of your life auditioning for approval, for love, for a sense that you have finally arrived at enough. You have worked harder than the people around you and still felt behind. You have shown up for everyone else and still wondered if you yourself are worth showing up for. You have achieved things that once felt like they would finally quiet the voice, and then the achievement passed, and the voice found something new to accuse you of. I see all of it. I have seen every version of you that has tried to earn a worth that was never something to be earned in the first place. I want you to hear this clearly. Worth was never a finish line you were supposed to cross. It was never a score you needed to reach. From the very beginning, before you had done a single thing right or a single thing wrong, I already called you enough. Not because of what you would accomplish, not because of how you would perform, because you are mine and I do not make things that are not enough. When I formed you, I did not make a mistake that needed to be corrected through your striving. I made something I was pleased with, and that has never changed, not on your best day and not on your worst one. I know the specific shape of what you carry. There is a version of this story that lives in your family, in the way you were spoken to as a child, in the comparisons that were made without anyone realizing how deeply they would settle into you. There is a version of it in your workplace, where you watch others get recognized and quietly wonder what is wrong with you that you keep getting overlooked. There is a version of it in your relationships, in the way you shrink yourself to avoid being too much, or perform yourself into exhaustion to avoid being too little. I know all of these versions. I have watched you live inside every single one of them. This ministry continues because people like you choose to help these words reach further than either of us could reach alone. If you have ever felt led to support this work, there is a link in the description below. There is no pressure and no obligation, only an open door for those who genuinely feel called to partner in this mission of reminding tired people who they actually are. Let me tell you what has actually been happening underneath your not enough. Every time you have felt small, I have been close. Every time you have looked in the mirror and flinched at what you saw, I was looking at the same person and seeing something entirely different. I do not see your unfinished parts as evidence against you. I see them as places I am still working, the way a sculptor does not throw away the stone because it is not finished, but keeps shaping it because he already sees what it will become. You are not a failed version of something. You are an unfinished version of someone I am not done with. I want to speak now to the specific comparison that has been quietly poisoning you. You know the one. The person whose life looks like what you thought yours would look like by now. The friend who seems to move through life without the same struggle. The sibling who was always called the responsible one while you were called something else, something that stuck. I want you to hear me when I say this. Their path was never meant to be the measuring stick for yours. I did not create you to walk their story. I created you to walk yours, and yours is not behind. It only looks behind because you have been comparing a chapter of your life to the finished chapters of someone else's. There is a particular kind of exhaustion that comes from trying to prove your worth every single day. It is different from ordinary tiredness. Ordinary tiredness rest can fix. This tiredness does not lift with sleep because it is not a tiredness of the body. It is the tiredness of a soul that has been performing for approval it was never actually required to earn. I see that exhaustion in you. I feel the weight of it the same way you do, because I have been carrying it alongside you even in the moments you assumed you were carrying it alone. I need to say something to the part of you that believes you have to earn rest. You have convinced yourself that if you slow down, if you stop proving yourself, everything will fall apart. Or worse, everyone will finally see what you have secretly suspected about yourself all along. That belief is not coming from me. I have never asked you to perform for a love that was already yours before you did a single thing to deserve it. The love I have for you was decided before you were born. It did not wait to see how you would turn out. It was already complete, already settled, already yours. Before we continue, subscribe to this channel if you want to keep walking through words like this with us, and take a moment right now to think of someone in your life who has been quietly carrying this same weight of not enough. Sharing this message with them today may be the exact thing they needed to hear, even if they have never said it out loud to you. I want to talk about the mask you wear. You have gotten so good at looking capable that people rarely ask if you are okay because you have trained them not to worry about you. You smile in the right places. You say the right things. You hold it together in rooms where falling apart would have been the honest response. And underneath all of that performance is a person who is desperately afraid that if anyone saw the real version, the tired version, the uncertain version, they would confirm the very thing you have feared about yourself since you were young. I want you to hear me say this plainly. I have already seen the real version. I have seen you at your most uncertain, your most afraid, your most convinced that you are a disappointment, and I have never once looked away. I am not waiting for you to become more impressive before I stay close to you. I am already close, and I have been close through every version of you that you have tried to hide. Let me speak to the specific lie that tells you that you are too much or not enough, sometimes in the same week, sometimes in the same conversation. Too much when you express a need. Not enough when you try to meet someone else's. This lie is designed to keep you constantly adjusting yourself, constantly shrinking or stretching to fit a shape that keeps changing so you can never actually rest inside it. I did not design you to be endlessly adjustable to other people's comfort. I designed you with a shape that is yours, and it is enough exactly as it is. You do not need to keep negotiating your worth with people who were never actually qualified to set its price. I want to talk now about your mistakes, the ones you replay late at night when the house is quiet and there is nothing left to distract you from them. You know the ones I mean. The decision that cost you something you cannot get back. The words you said that you would take back if you could. The years you feel you wasted chasing something that was never going to satisfy you. I want you to hear me clearly on this. Your mistakes are not proof that you are not enough. They are proof that you are human. And being human was never a disqualification from being loved by me. I have never required perfection as the entry fee for my presence. If I had, no one would ever have qualified, not one person in the entire history of everyone who has ever called out to me. Think of the man who denied he even knew me 3 times on the very night I needed him most, and afterward believed he had disqualified himself permanently from ever being useful to me again. I did not discard him. I went looking for him specifically, and I built some of my most important work through his hands after that failure, not despite it, but with it woven into the very fabric of who he became. Your worst moment is not the final word on your life. It never has been, and it never will be. Think of the woman who had lived a life that everyone in her town had opinions about, who came to draw water alone at the hottest part of the day specifically to avoid the eyes and the judgment of everyone else. I did not avoid her. I sought her out and spoke to her as if she were the only person in the world worth stopping for that day, because in that moment she was. She walked away from that conversation and became one of the first people to tell others about me, not after she cleaned herself up first, but in the very state I found her in. Enough was never something she had to become before I would speak to her. It was something I saw in her the entire time, waiting to be recognized. Every message shared through this channel has the opportunity to reach someone who needed to hear exactly this at exactly the right moment in their life. If this has become a place where your faith is strengthened and you feel prompted to support that mission, the link is below this video. Your support helps us continue creating and carrying these words to people who are sitting exactly where you are sitting right now. I want to speak to the specific fear that says you are the exception. That everyone else who hears a message like this is genuinely loved and genuinely enough. But somehow your situation is different. Your failures are heavier. Your gap between who you are and who you should be is wider than anyone else's. I want you to hear me say this without hesitation. You are not the exception. I have never once created a category of person who falls outside the reach of what I am offering here. The very fact that you feel singled out by your unworthiness is itself part of the lie. It wants you to feel alone in this so that you never bring it into the light where I can actually meet you in it. I know there is a version of you that has decided it is safer to stay small. If you do not try too hard, you cannot fail too visibly. If you do not hope too much, you cannot be disappointed too deeply. If you do not believe you are enough, you never have to face the terror of believing it and being wrong. I understand why you built that shelter. It has protected you from certain kinds of pain. But I did not create you to live your whole life inside a shelter built out of low expectations. I created you for more than emotional safety through smallness. I created you to actually live, to actually hope, to actually believe that the love I have for you is real and does not depend on whether you feel worthy of it on any given day. I want to talk now about your body, because so much of not enough lives there too. The mirror that tells you a story you did not ask to hear. The comparison to a version of yourself from years ago, or a version of someone else you follow online, or a version that exists only in advertising and was never real to begin with. I see you standing in front of that mirror. I see the specific things you criticize about yourself when no one else is in the room. I want you to hear me say that the way you speak to yourself in those moments is not a way I have ever spoken about you. I do not see you the way you see yourself in your worst moments, and I am asking you to start believing my perspective over the one that has been shouting the loudest for the longest time. For those of you carrying something in your body right now, a weariness, a diagnosis, a physical limitation that has quietly convinced you that your value has decreased along with your capacity, I want you to hear this specifically. Your worth was never tied to your output. It was never tied to what you could produce or accomplish or carry. I do not love you more when you are capable and less when you are limited. I am present in your body in its current state exactly as fully as I would be present in any version of it you imagine would make you more acceptable to me. Now I want to speak about what is coming, because not enough has convinced you that this feeling is permanent, that it is simply who you are and will always be. I want you to hear me say clearly that this is not your identity. It is a wound, and wounds are not permanent residents. They can be tended to. They can heal. What you have been carrying is not a life sentence. It is a season. And seasons change even when they feel endless from the inside of them. There is a shift already beginning in you, one that has nothing to do with your circumstances changing first. It begins with the truth settling into a different place than where the lie has been living. A mind that stops auditioning quite so desperately. A heart that starts to believe, even in small measures at first, that it does not have to prove its way into love that was already given freely. A spirit that begins to rest in the difference between being flawed and being unworthy, because those two things have never actually been the same thing, no matter how long the lie has told you they were. I want you to notice something. You are still here. After everything the voice has told you about yourself, after every comparison that left you feeling smaller, after every mistake you have replayed 100 times, you are still here, still listening, still willing to consider that maybe, just maybe, the story you have believed about yourself is not the whole story. That willingness is not nothing. That is faith, even if it does not feel like the confident kind. It is the kind that keeps showing up even when it is uncertain, and I want you to know that kind of faith moves me every time I see it in someone. Let me pause here for a moment. If this message has genuinely reached you today, and you feel led to help this ministry continue, you can find the support link in the description below. Whatever you choose to give helps us keep creating messages that bring hope to people who have been quietly convinced they are not enough. There is no pressure. Only respond if this is truly on your heart. I want to talk about the relationships where you learned this lie most deeply. The parent whose approval always seemed to be one accomplishment further away than the one you had just reached. The friendship where you always felt like you were trying harder than you were being met. The relationship where love was conditional on your performance, on your mood, on how easy or difficult you were to be around on a given day. I was present in every one of those moments, even the ones where you felt completely unseen by the people who were supposed to see you most clearly. I did not design love to be conditional the way it was modeled to you. What I offer is not a smaller, safer version of what you experienced with people who did not know how to love you well. It is something entirely different, something that does not run out, something that does not require you to keep proving your case. I also want to speak to the version of you that has started to believe the lie is protecting you from further disappointment. If I already believe I am not enough, I cannot be surprised when someone else confirms it. I want you to hear me say that this protection is actually a prison. It keeps you from receiving good things because some part of you has decided in advance that you do not deserve them. It keeps you second-guessing kindness when it is offered to you, wondering what the person wants, because genuine acceptance has become unfamiliar and even uncomfortable. I did not create you to live in a permanent defensive posture against love. I created you to be able to receive it, fully and without suspicion, starting with the love I am offering you in this very moment. I want to tell you what I actually see when I look at you. I do not see your job title or your bank account or your relationship status or the number of times you have started over. I see someone who has kept trying despite every reason the world gave you to stop. I see someone who still shows up to conversations like this one, still hopes even when hopping has cost you before, still reaches for something greater than the smallness the lie has tried to assign you. That is not a small thing. That is not nothing. That is someone I am deeply proud of, not for what you have achieved, but for who you have remained underneath everything that tried to convince you that you were not enough. I want you to do something right now. I want you to say quietly, even if it feels unfamiliar in your mouth, even if part of you does not fully believe it yet, I am enough. Not because you have earned that sentence today, not because your circumstances have changed. Because I said it about you before you were capable of doing a single thing to deserve it, and I have never taken that word back. This is not a temporary feeling I am offering you that will fade by tomorrow morning when the ordinary weight of your life settles back onto your shoulders. What I am building in you is something structural, a foundation that does not depend on your performance to stay standing. It is built on the truth of who you actually are, not the version the lie has constructed out of your worst days and hardest comparisons. You are not behind. You are not the exception to what I am offering here. You are not too far gone, too broken, too flawed, too tired, too much, or not enough. You are mine, and that has always been sufficient. It was sufficient on the day you were born, and it is sufficient today in this exact moment, exactly as you are, without a single thing added or subtracted. What is coming in your life is a season where this truth stops being something you have to remind yourself of every day and starts becoming something you simply know, the way you know your own name. It will not arrive all at once. It will grow slowly, the way most real things do, one moment of remembering at a time, until one day you notice that the old voice has gotten quieter, and a different one, the true one, has gotten louder. I love you. Not the performed version, not the accomplished version. The real one, the tired one, the one sitting exactly where you are right now. Come back to this truth whenever the lie gets loud again. I'm not finished with you, and I'm not going anywhere. If this word spoke to the season you are walking through, write "I am enough" in the comments as your declaration. Let those words mark the moment you chose to believe something different about yourself. and subscribe if you want to continue walking with us through messages about healing, worth, and remembering who you actually are.